Hello, Bigfoot enthusiasts. Scott here from Squatch America.
And Hannah, the pretending to be an Irish lassie god, a domestic goddess in the paddy wagon.
Oh boy.
You have no idea what to do.
I don't. So welcome back. We are back live after taking a week off because we were in Willow Creek, California, and that is internet no-go zone.
It's true. It's not pretty. I mean, it's beautiful, but internet-wise, it is not pretty. And we were not. I mean, even residents of the town say, "Yeah, this is an internet hole." So we just have no control over that. Anyway.
So today we're going to do what we were supposed to do last week, and what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about our show and all the reports we got from our basic our Sportsman show town hall meeting, basically, in Anderson, California.
But before we do that, I want to wish everyone a happy St. Patrick's Day. I hope y'all had some awesome corned beef and cabbage, which we did, and play the intro.
What? Trying. It's not going. All right, so we have a really big shoe for you tonight.
A big shoe? Is that big shoe big enough for Bigfoot?
It is. It's a Bigfoot size shoe for you tonight. We are going to, hi Renee in the chat.
Oh, please tell us if you have video or not now. Please tell us that you have video.
Okay, yeah, somebody tell us we don't have video. That's crazy. I hope we do.
If you are.
It says we do.
Okay, all right.
The computer says we do, but I don't know if it's right. So anyway, before we get going, I want to lay in a couple more things. We did spend our last, like I just mentioned, week or so in
Raptor says no video.
What? How about now? I'm seeing myself.
Yeah, so we can see us beautifully. Let's get this nailed down before we continue.
Before we go on.
Let me tell you what.
Can you see the slides? There's the thing.
Yeah. He has been so excited. Not now. Nope. I wonder if this is bandwidth.
It could be. We're kind of in an internet crappy place too.
She sees the slide.
She sees the slide.
But not the StreamYard. But how's the sound? Please tell us how the sound is, because the sound should be pretty darn awesome.
So. Huh. And now it's doing that thing. I can't see the chat either. Okay.
Oh my goodness. No, the camera is on. Everything on this end says that it's all okay. I see a slide. They see the slides. That doesn't make any sense.
Weird.
What are you going to do about it, Mr. Techie?
I don't know.
Could we go off and go back on, or does that just ruin things?
That might ruin things.
Well, let's do audio.
Okay.
We're going to do audio. If you can hear us, you just won't.
You can hear us. You can see the slides. We'll go from there. We'll just do a slideshow. Here we go. Just the slideshow.
And we're going to figure this out, but I'm sure it has to do with bandwidth.
I'm sure it does, because we are also in an internet hole where we're at right now. So.
All right. Let's just get on with things.
Huh.
And I could take my shirt off too.
No, don't.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, it's a radio show tonight with slides.
Now it says now we're in the corner, or we were in the corner. so weird.
It's so weird. We're back. Okay.
So can you see us in the corner, everyone? Let me put a comment in there so we can see what people have written. Can you see us in the corner? Corner? You guys have a little picture, but it's not showing you live. So weird.
Oh, that's so weird.
Anyway, you got to tell them you got a brand new mic setup going on.
Yeah, I do.
We've got
we got a new mic set up. We got new mics
and new lights and everything. It's so exciting, and you can't even see them.
I know.
Oh, there's the square, but no people.
Interesting. Weird.
Okay, well,
it says we have really bad bandwidth too. So.
Oh, and Scott has a blue shirt. Huh. So Dale can see
us. What Raptor said. Oh, well. Okay, that's interesting. That is so interesting. So we're just going to continue because we need to get through this show because I'm not going to do it again next week. So,
yeah, we're done. We're done with California.
We're done with California. So first of all, I heard something really cool today, and we're going to show you this. This is kind of cool. Maybe. Boop.
Am I reading that?
Yeah, if you want to.
The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science. He to whom the emotion is a stranger, who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe, is as good as dead. His eyes are closed, said the dearly departed and much loved Albert Einstein.
All right. So there's
Can they see that?
Can you see that? There's my big little picture. So this is this setup. Yeah, do that. So I'm gonna put us back in the corner. Anyway, or this one here where you can see all of us. Okay, so this is our setup. And the reason why I wanted to do that little saying is because during our shows, we had so many times, we got that one person who will walk up and say, oh, that Bigfoot thing doesn't exist and you never saw it, and blah, 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 all that stuff. And I think people who aren't open to new experiences, like Einstein said, or open to mysteries are dead. It's just sad to me sometimes. So there's that. So here's our setup, but we did get a whole bunch of really awesome reports in the Anderson show, did we not?
We did. We had people talking up a storm. Some great stories. I've got a dog losing her marbles back here. I'm sure there are dogs walking outside. Yeah.
Okay, so here we go.
Daisy's over here talking to me saying, hey, there are people and dogs outside and I don't know what to do with myself.
All right. So first of all, we got this right here. It's a trackway, obviously. And you can see it. Oh, let me turn my laser pointer on. Can I turn my laser pointer on? Oh, there we go. You can see this trackway here, and the gentleman with his boot next to him. This is the boot next to the track. And what's really interesting, it looks to me like these pine needles along the edge here have been pushed out, kind of like by air, like, something stepping pretty fast on it. I thought that was really interesting because if you've watched the Patterson Gimlin film and how Patty walks, the way she steps is when she takes a step, she slaps her foot down there. and it causes a poof of air because when they step flat. They don't step like we do, heel, roll, toe. It's just flat. So that's kind of cool. So if you look at the way they step, their foot straight up in the air when it comes off the ground, and then when it comes back down, it is step flat. Boom, boom, boom. So that which caused this little thing here. So I did. The guy sent me the picture. I emailed him back and asked him the shoe size of that guy, the shoe there. He did send me the shoe size, which was a 10. So basically,
ladies, that's an 8 for us.
I know.
No, that's a 12 for us.
So basically, I actually have this little chart that tells me if your shoe size is this, the actual exterior of the shoe is roughly this.
Now, wait a minute. Is that for men or women? Because they're sized differently.
That's for men.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so men's size 10 is women's size 12.
Mm-hmm. So it's weird the things you have to look up in Bigfoot world is the actual sizes. So if I take my trusty digital ruler and throw it on there and make it roughly the same size, and like I said, these aren't exact, but it's rough, and we measure it to the boots and then not change the size of it and put it up against the step, we're looking at 17 inches.
Now go back to your handy dandy little chart.
No,
I want to see what size shoe this Bigfoot wore. What would you do without me?
That would be a 22, I think, somewhere around there.
You would be so boring without me.
Remember when we did the Nike commercial, we decided it was a 22.
22, yes. And if you guys have not seen the Nike commercial, go to squatchamerica.com. It is on the first page.
Yeah. So anyway, so if you take our little rulers, I don't know if you can see it here in the little layout, but so if we got a 17 inch there, we're looking at the step length of roughly the same 17 inches.
That's not very much of a stride.
That's not much of a stride. And if you look at where the steps are, they're here, 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 here. And if we look at our pictures of a Bigfoot track on the left and a bear track on the right, which is this closer resemble?
The Bigfoot tracks are like they walk foot in front of foot.
Like they're walking a tightrope.
Yeah. I'm thinking that.
Yeah, we're leaning towards bear.
Yeah.
So if you look at the track again, if you look really closely, you can see this little ridge right here. So remember I said we stepped down and the pine needles got pushed out by air to the side because it's dust and dry. Well, why would they be pine needles right there?
Don't bears sometimes put their feet right on?
They always put their back foot on top of their front foot.
Yeah. So if you look, it's like it comes together and then you're almost like a.
So if you look, if this was a footprint and it pushed these pine needles on the outside out here, and this is a footprint what pushed the pine needles up here, we got a front and back footprint. I'm calling it a bear. Not the wah wah, but I think it's really cool. It's a great catch, and I love that. But like I said, I never in my life ever say it's a bear or it's a Bigfoot
or it's an alien
or it's an alien.
I'm not saying aliens,
but it's an alien. But no,
I think that's a catch worth of Shelley herself. Shelley Covington would.
Yeah,
she would. But it would take her about 4 seconds to figure that out.
Yeah. It took me half the day, but anyway, so that kind of gave me the hint here that that's probably a bear.
We're getting all the go. Hey, I'm trying to see what's going on.
You're ruining my life. Okay.
I have no idea what Raptor said. Okay, I thought a woman's shoe size was smaller than a man's shoe size. Yeah. So they are. A woman's 10 is a man's 8. If I want it, I wear a 10, so I need to wear a size 8 of his, which he doesn't have. So,
So our next catch, in fact, I haven't got permission except for one person to share names and stuff with this. So I'm not giving you names. I'm just giving you, these are near or around Anderson, California.
In Shasta County.
In Shasta County. And if you don't know what's in Shasta County, Shasta Mountain, which is a volcano, and it's a big mountain.
And the place is lousy with Bigfoot reports.
Yeah.
They are, just like crazy. So it's truly Bigfoot country.
So the next one, we got a footprint and a trackway. What? So this one here, this guy sent me this photo. And this looks more like your Bigfoot trackway. If you look at the house.
Look how deep those, wow.
How straight they are. And this is a zoomed in version. But look how deep those suckers are. But when I was looking at this, I was looking like it's kind of wider up here than it is in the back. And that is actually this footprint right here. This one. I think this was going down the hill, not up the hill. It was going down the hill. And then he has this track right here, which is phenomenal. If you look at it,
Phenomena.
don't even. Here's a zoomed in version of that. Whoa, my picture just fell backwards. So
if anyone would like to donate 2 of those awesomely expensive gaming chairs to Squatch America,
just let us know.
We will gladly accept it and shout you out and buy you coffee.
Buy you coffee.
Oh, at least a year's worth.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of coffee, we can throw that in right here real quick.
Why not?
Well, quick break for something really kind of cool that happened to us.
And hopefully that you all got the newsletter this week.
We got some new friends at Bigfoot Coffee Company, and they're out of Medford, Oregon. The link in the description down below is for Bigfoot Coffee Company. You can
.net,
not .com, bigfootcoffeecompany.net, and they can send you coffee. We are just promoting them, and they are promoting us. I mean, there's no money changing hands. We're just friends, and we're helping each other out. But the really cool part is coming soon to the coffee company is
their dark roast,
which is called
Squatch America.
So that's going to be really cool. So anyway, on to the shoe. Anyway, so this here, if you look at, there's my laser pointer. We got the big wide heel here. We got the long, and this one's kind of got long skinny toes.
I cannot believe how those toes are so well delineated.
I know. Look at that. And you got all 5.
You can play piano with those toes, and I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can say that from a professional standpoint. You play piano with those toes.
So, and then this is, I mean, I didn't have to do any colorization. I didn't have to do anything to this. You can see how deep it is right here in the heel. And what's really interesting with this is that this is something that's always kind of confused me, but I think I figured it out. There's my quote, my brain quotes. Anyway, my brain quotes think is, if you notice, there is no pine needles in the footprint. Well, there's some, but there's not like this pile of pine needles. We've got like a good 1/8 inch layer of pine needles on top of the ground here. And this thing took a step and took the pine needles with it. And I was thinking, how could it do that? Well, if you're putting tons of pressure on it, like say 800 pounds worth of Squatch, and it's pushing down into the dirt nice and flat, and you notice this isn't rubbed around, it's just smushed flat. That dirt and stuff that's underneath it, if there's any moisture in it at all, the moisture is going to come up through the dirt, and it's basically going to glue the pine needles to the bottom of the foot. You know, like if you're in really messy mud,
like
and
for
you're
instance, if
clay,
you go out and you walk in mud, like, which is actually very good for your skin, but
yeah, and it builds up on your feet or on your boots, and you have to knock it off. They're doing the same thing, but with 800 pounds worth. So drier dirt is going to have the same effect as wet mud on your boots. So I think they're taking the pine needles with them.
It's possible.
And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But so with this find here, I am going to give this my new thing we're going to be doing when people send us stuff and we're sharing it with you.
This is our seal of Sasquatch approval.
Yep. So it's a damn Sam Squatch trophy right here.
Yep. And if you have not seen that movie, go out and see it.
So anyway, there we go. This one, I'm calling it a Bigfoot. I'm not saying I'm positive it's a Bigfoot. I'm saying I am.
If it leaves a print like a Bigfoot and it walks like a Bigfoot, and it's got to be a duck.
Yeah, it's got to be a duck. So there we go. So that's my seal of approval on that one. Oh, I got to bring that up. Okay, so we got a lot of stuff. Yeah, so Raptor Crazy said when the bear. Oh, sorry, we're back. We're getting a little lag on the chat with us.
That's okay.
But he said when the bear walks, they waddle, and that's true. So you see that. And Renee said no claws though, but that was pretty soft sand. So I don't know. Anywho,
let's go on.
Moving right along.
Here's this one. Do you see what I see?
Said the night wind to the little land. Oh wait,
wrong. Do you see what I see in this photo?
Do you know why I just sang it? Oh, yes, I do.
Do you see that right there? This is your typical Bigfoot photo with the red circle around it so you can see where it's at. And here's a zoomed in version of it, which I think is really interesting to me.
Almost looks like Yogi Bear coming for a picnic.
Maybe. But if you zoom in really close and do some colorization on it, do you know what I see? And this is that I'm going back up. If you see this here, I think this is a face in this photo right here. Now if you look,
it's wearing a
if you look
mask.
If you look, this is a tree. This is a tree limb that goes up this way. If you look to see the tree limb here, this tree splits right there. One part goes this way, one part goes this way, and the edge of the tree is right there. So this whole area from here back is actually tree. You're only seeing this much of what I see as a face. But we can look at it in a couple different ways. But when you zoom in and color, and I did the colorization on it and got zoomed in, you can see an eye and a nose. You can see the cheekbone right there. I can see the brow ridge. See, I got it all highlighted right here, zoomed in closer. Of course, it gets all blurry when you're up close, but there's the eye, nose, brow ridge, cheekbone right here. So if we back it out, like I said, you can see that face looking at you right there. This is a branch. You can see this branch here and this branch here. This is tree here. This is body. I think that's another branch coming up and going this way behind it. I'm not sure. Anyway,
there's something semi-disturbing about that.
There is. This is one where I'm not going to give it the Sam Squatch approval, but I think it's very interesting. We can't say one thing or the other, but moving right along.
Don't move along yet.
Okay.
The reason I said I think the reason why I said it looked like Yogi Bear is, of course, those old, cartoons are drawn to evoke human response in you. They're drawn to make you think that. So Yogi Bear is actually a human, in our brains. This has a very human evocative. It's like you're looking at a person.
Right.
That's what's disturbing about it.
Or it could be brush.
It could be brush, but
we don't know.
I saw Yogi Bear, so I'm thinking there's something disturbingly human about it.
Okay. So, same guy, different day. His house, this is his backyard, by the way. They found this on the window in the backyard. What do you think of that? Hi, Flat Rock.
They need to wash their windows. Those are some long fingers.
Those are some long, big fingers. And I wish they had put something up there to show the size. And it's kind of interesting to me too, is another thing is if you look, there's something like that splashed on the window here, and then those are in it. I'm not sure what that is.
It looks like they've been mudding or drywalling or something there.
Yeah, I know. And I also see this fresh paint around here. And this here is actually a paint.
The scraper
paint. Yeah.
Trowel?
No. What's the word? Oh my gosh, my brain went. Anyway, you use it to block off stuff while you're painting. So I'm not sure. I'm going to put that up to interesting, but non-conclusive. Okay. So moving right along to our next thing.
This was fun.
This was fun. We actually had an interview. This young gal, her name is, I forgot.
Trinity.
Trinity. Yes. Very cool name. This is Trinity. And she's going to tell you, and I hope you can hear it.
She's going to tell you her story.
Her story.
So it was super tall. Probably like, I would say about that height. It was really tall from where we were standing. And crazy tall. Yeah. And it was kind of standing like this, like hunched over, and it had its one hand up on the tree. And it was like peeking behind the tree, like kind of looking at us. And it had a big head and big eyes. And it was really like shaggy and matted. And it had like big beefy legs. But its feet almost looked like, have you seen like Beauty and the Beast? Yes. Its feet kind of looked like the feet that the beast had. Okay. But they were like big, hairy legs. And we kind of looked at it for a second, and then it was just kind of like, it like looked at us, and then it was like looking up, and then I was the oldest, and there was like 8 other kids, and the youngest was maybe 6. And we all saw it, and we got a good glimpse of it, and then we ran back into the trailer, and we came back out a couple minutes later, and it had come another tree closer, and it was basically the same thing. It was like peeking out from behind the tree, like looking at us, and then it took a step, and then we all ran back in. So we didn't see a whole lot of it, but what time of day was it? It was night. It was dark. Was it like bright moonlight? Or, it was. The moon wasn't very bright. We just had like flashlights. It was pretty dark because it was on my aunt's ranch, and around it there was a bunch of trees, so it was super dark in the trees.
Did you stand there and let you put the flashlights on it?
It was like trying to look at it and check this out. And it didn't really, the other younger kids were scared, obviously. But, that's one thing, it stunk really bad.
Really bad?
And then we went up a couple weeks later, and I don't know how many acres it's on, but there's like a fence all around their property. And we went through this one part of the fence, and my cousin, we were going through it, and she found hair, like on a piece of barb, and it was like this small, and it was like 2 or 3 hairs together, and we smelled it, and it smelled like hair, and it was super like wiry and kind of thick.
Interesting. You still have them?
I think she does somewhere.
Ooh. All right. That was Trinity. And Edger, Dale, you win the prize. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, got
the
you.
paint edger. Okay.
I was going, I have no idea what that means.
Okay.
All right, break this down. This, by the way, was her aunt, Trinity's aunt.
Right.
Is an artist. She actually does like profiles and stuff, you know, if they're trying to find them, you know, someone and they're describing what they look like, she does profiles, and this is what she drew based on the children's description.
Yeah. So this is really, really interesting, and this actually triggered my brain a lot. So let's get into the face first. We got these huge eyes, but see, at night with flashlights on them, and you get that reflection.
And everything looks like an orb.
Everything looks like an orb. And they've got these big glowing red eyes. So that's what, so these kids, I mean, this happened a few years ago. So these kids are fairly young. And if you know how kids describe things, or, you know, and they're kind of in a shock at the moment when they're seeing this, that's what they might see. But we also have this my favorite features.
Broad bulbous nose.
The little bulbous nose. And that straight mouth. Those are two features I always look for in descriptions. I look for them in photographs. You got the eyes, which are usually set back, but these are at night with a flashlight on it. So there's that. So this is one of the distinguishing features that I look for, because that's what I saw when I saw the Bigfoot that I saw. This is what it looked like. Well, it had a conical head and a big brow ridge, but from the nose down,
there could be a big brow ridge indicated there. It's a pretty broad head.
Yeah.
But at night, you know, they may not have seen the top of the head, especially if it was in a tree.
Right. So there's that, and then there's this foot problem. Remember, she described the foot as the feet of the beast from the cartoon Beauty and the Beast. So that's a dog's foot. So is this a dog man?
I was just gonna say there, or could it have been getting ready to take that step and bending at the mid-tarsal break?
You just stole my thunder.
I use sciencey words too.
You looked ahead on the slides, you cheater. She cheated. Cheater.
Hey.
Because my next slide is this, and this is a photograph of the Bigfoot step that Dr. Jeff Meldrum did. He drew this out, and we're trying to show the mid-tarsal break right here. But just to think, if you have 1 foot down and you're bending on your toes at this joint right here, and your legs bent at the heel and the mid of your foot here,
and you're 6 years old trying to describe that,
right? So picture this up a little bit higher, like up on its toes. So if you're looking at it like this, and it bends in the middle, but then it goes up on its toes like this, you get that look of the
and if you like erase the Beauty and the Beast picture from your head, and then flatten this out, make that the heel.
Yeah, make this the heel
and bring it down, then it's as big as a Bigfoot.
Yeah, if you make this the heel, then it's big as a Bigfoot.
I was also interested in how long they depicted the arms.
Yes. Yeah, if you look at the arms, it's clear down here almost to the ground. So is it worthy of the Sam Squatch Award? Oh, it's darn close. It is really darn close.
I think it's good enough for the Trailer Park Boys.
Is it?
What do you guys think?
Okay, I'm going for it. You want to say it this time?
It's a damn Sam Squatch. We need some music to go along with that slide.
All right.
Is there some good music in the Trailer Park Boys?
Yeah.
I gotta rewatch that now.
Okay. Anyway, well, actually, it's a TV series, dude.
All right. Hey, before we continue,
we need to do our blah blah
we
blah.
need to sell you something because we've got to travel this summer.
Yeah, we got to travel this summer, and you know, I'm not going to mention about.
Do you know there are certain things that are incredibly expensive right now, especially if you're planning on driving across the country?
There you go. We can't say it because they'll take my video down because YouTube. Anyway.
All right, so friends, we now live in a very dangerous world. The unthinkable could happen at any moment. When it does, get ready for global supply chains to break down quickly and for there to be a run on stores. That means the smart thing to do is prepare for the worst today. You need emergency food to get you through whatever happens next, and we highly recommend My Patriot Supply, America's largest emergency preparedness company. Orders over $99 get free shipping, and your order ships in unmarked boxes to your doorstep. This is something every American family may soon need. Just click on our affiliate link below, but do it now. Don't be a
Okay.
And we just put in a new order today.
We did.
They are also America's largest supplier of Scott's oatmeal. He has a small problem.
I have a small problem. I have an oatmeal problem. That's better than a drinking problem.
It all metabolizes into sugar in your liver.
No, okay, in my liver.
In your liver.
Oh, well. So, anyway, moving right along.
Jugadoon, jugadoon.
This was the most interesting thing.
Talk.
Okay.
Talk.
So anyway, we'll get to discussion in a minute. I was just reading some stuff, and I totally agree. Anyway, so here's the deal. We had a gentleman come and talk to us at the show. I'm not sharing the name or location. They did invite us to their house, and we spent an evening with them, and he had probably the hugest and best set up Bigfoot detection system in the history of the world, in my eyes. And he had a lot of finds hanging all over the walls in his Bigfoot man den. One of them was really interesting, and that's this one right here. Poof. We have a 14-inch footprint. If you know that Patty from Bluff Creek was a 14-inch footprint. And this one here is no exception for the way it's shaped. We've got this big flat, no arch. I mean, we got a mid-tarsal break. There's no arch, and you got these round bulbous toes.
And how long was it?
14 inches.
Okay.
So this one here was really interesting because if you look close in the heel, it's hard to see right here. This is the heel. This the up this way. Up here is the front. This is the back down here, or down here. Anyway, but you can see slight of these really wide, flat dermal ridges across here in the hill. And of course, I talked about these round toes, which is very indicative of the Bigfoot. So,
and we handled this print personally.
Yeah,
This is not a picture. We took the picture of this print. We handled this personally.
Yeah, this was in my hand for quite some time, so I got to take a really good close look at it. And though he had a bunch of stuff on his wall, and I would have to say some of it was people, for sure. But
he casts everything that he sees when he goes out. Everything,
which
everything gets cast.
That's a great plan. But this one here was very interesting to me.
If this was a human foot, it was a human that was way bigger than any of us in the room.
Right, because I also saw the photographs of the stride length, which was humongous. So this gets my it's a damn Sam Squatch award.
There you go.
Out of all the ones, I mean, he had a lot. I mean, like 10 or 20 of them hanging on the wall, and this one was stood out to me from all the others. So great job, great find. This was near what they call Salt Creek, but so cool, huh?
Yes, it was cool. Let me tell you what, he could barbecue too.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude could barbecue. So that's it for the slideshow presentation for the evening. Let's talk about hoaxing.
Let's talk about hoaxing.
Okay, so Raptor said,
throw that up there.
He said, I apologize. I like your channel, but I think there's a lot of hoaxing going on from the pictures and all the people sending them to you. I would have to agree.
Now, before we continue with this line of thought, because I know people, hoaxing indicates intent. Now, so I'm not going to jump on the everyone's trying to hoax us. A 6-year-old isn't going to go to his great grandpa and say, there was a Bigfoot out there. Because honestly, like from Trinity, it was her grandfather that came to us and was trying to tell us what happened. But so are there a lot of people intentionally trying to hoax us? I don't know if I can go there. Are there a lot of people bringing us stuff that's not Bigfoot? Absolutely.
Yeah. And yeah, like she's trying to say, in the world of hoaxing, there are hoaxers. Absolutely. There's people out there trying to hoax us. And there are people who are just misidentifying things and calling it a Bigfoot. I would not call those people hoaxers. They're just excited about what they saw.
Uninformed, uneducated, and that's okay.
Yeah, and that's fine. So I would say, out of all the reports we get, I would guess probably less than say out of 100%, I would say, just guessing, 20% are probably hoaxes. Literal hoaxes.
In fact, out of everyone that I know has actually personally given us a report, there was only one person that was intentionally trying to make a jackass out of you. And that was a teenage idiot who later got his comeuppance from another source. But
yeah. So anyway, but there was that. Yeah. But so I'd say, and then there's another maybe 30, maybe 40% of people just misidentifying things. I mean, that's probably the biggest group out of the reports people get. And then there's that, 20% or so. Did I do the math right? I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know. I wasn't keeping up with
me either. But anyway, there's that 20%, or they're just, wow, that's it. That's the thing.
And there's also, as far as people who are uninformed, uneducated, there are the true, I want to call them the true believers, that even if what they're seeing is not, or what they saw, or what they're experiencing is not actually legitimately a Bigfoot, they are so convinced that it is that they're coming from a very honest and sincere place. So, it's like if you were to put them on a lie detector, they would come out as telling the truth. So,
yeah. So
So that was what was that?
I don't know. I don't know what that was. Anyway.
So I honestly don't think we've ever had an actual at these 4 shows. I don't think we had an actual hoaxer approach us. We had a couple of people that were really, really highly intoxicated.
Yeah.
Quite a few of those.
And we had a few that come to tell me how dumb I was because I believed in Bigfoot.
Yeah, but as far as people who are genuinely trying to hoax and trying to, make a mockery of it and try to screw us up, I don't think we had any of those. In fact, we had most of the people who came to talk to us, they still had that just rattled. And some of them cried. Some of them, you could see the hair standing up on their arms and their, so whatever experience they had, it was legitimately an experience for them.
Yeah. So, and being in this.
And I think Trinity was more excited about Squatch America's putting me on camera. And I'm going to be on YouTube. And so,
yeah.
So
well, she was a teenage girl knowing she's going to be on YouTube. So she was a little, but,
so yeah, I was the oldest. I wasn't scared.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But now you blew my train. Okay.
Did your train derail?
My train derailed. It does that a lot these days. But what I was going to say is in this business, and that's why legitimate universities and stuff like and
that's why you cannot go and get a degree in cryptozoology.
Exactly, because of this, and because you have to weed through all this stuff. And do I get it right all the time? No. Do I get hoaxed every once in a while? Probably, because I don't know everything.
We're gonna have you say, I'm gonna record that piece and I'm just gonna loop it. That's gonna be your new ringtone.
Is it? I don't know anything. No, but on the other hand, me being an anthropologist and archaeologist, I've learned how to look into small details and things that a lot of Bigfooters haven't learned,
Yeah. Even simple things like the bear print. I know it's one thing to know kind of the theory that, this is what a bear print looks like. But I looked at a barefoot today. There was someone on Facebook that had a picture of a mama bear and her 2 cubs, and they got a picture from the back with their feet up. As they were walking, I went, oh my gosh, those really do look like Bigfoot feet. And if you didn't know better, so yeah, absolutely. And I tell you what, cold break, I have the same problem. Same exact problem. I get on multiple chats at once and pretty soon I'm pissing someone off.
Yeah, there we go.
It's so bad.
Yeah,
it's so bad. I did that the other day, and then you're trying to reply in the chat and no one can hear your tone of voice. And finally I usually just send a voice message saying, yeah, but anyway, all right. It gets really funny.
Yeah, it gets crazy sometimes in this digital world.
Yeah.
So, and that's another thing. We have to sort through the digital stuff.
Yeah.
That, which is another slight advantage I have. Slight advantage I have because I have worked in video editing professionally before. As a job, and that's what I did. So having said that, I can pick out a lot of stuff that some people don't see.
And having said that, whenever I hear someone saying, I enhanced it with my Photoshop.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yes, Dale. He got rid of his "You're Killing Me" Smalls notification because I couldn't stand it, and I really can't stand, oh my God, you killed Kenny every 10 minutes.
So, I love my ringtones. Anyway.
All right. So anyway.
What else do we got? Any other things in the chat? So, speaking of
let's talk about
videos.
Yes.
I've had some time finally.
It's been years.
Been a couple years to actually get into some editing stuff for our own stuff. So what I wanted to say is tomorrow morning there's
for a premiere.
No, there's not a premiere. There's going to video drop tomorrow morning.
Yep.
Of a new series I've been working on for a long time, and it's going to be highlighting some of the lesser known historic Bigfooters, people who've been in who were back in the day pretty much considered crackpots, but gurus in my eyes.
Can I give the hint about who tomorrow's is about? Can I say it?
Sure.
Hey there, Sasquatch, come on down.
Yeah, okay. If you know that line, you're way more into Bigfoot than most people. But so we're going to be dropping that tomorrow morning is my first in the series of historic Bigfooters. We're probably going to get one of those videos out maybe a month because there is a lot of research, a lot of video footage I have to go through and try to find and stuff from some of these, and a lot of them are like newsreels from 1960 something that I got to find,
Yeah.
So these are going to be spread out and intermittent and stuff, and then
when they're all done, we're going to put them all together into one long documentary, right? I think.
Yeah,
wasn't that the plan?
That's the plan, Jack. Okay, so there's that. So that our first in that series are going to be dropping tomorrow morning, and then we got a lot of really great response from our Bigfoot trap video, kind of showing some of the another historic Bigfoot stuff. So we're going to be doing that. We'll look for next Friday a video dropping about Bluff Creek.
Yes. And here's the thing. Now that we're not planted all summer long in questionable conditions.
Yeah.
How is that, Dale? Questionable conditions. And we're not frozen in place.
Mm-hmm.
We are getting out there more, even if it's just to scope out an area, even if it's, so we're going to be out doing this way more than we have been. And if the dog loves us so much.
I know. So there's that. Yep. We're spending more time in the woods, and we got a lot more footage than I usually do.
We're even going out on the next sunny day next week. We are.
We got a plan for next week. We're at now in the Oregon coast, which is
Lane County.
Lane County. If you look that up, there's a whole lot of reports in this area.
Yepers.
So there's that. And we've got some, and over our travels, we did meet some new Bigfooters that are out there. Some people you may know, some people you may not. We're going to be doing some interviews with those folks. And Terry, if you're watching, you know who you are. You need to figure this out. I'm going to email you. Anyway, so we can get you on. Okay.
All right. So where are we headed next? What are our next steps? We're going to be here in Lane County on the Oregon coast until the 30th of March. Then we are headed back to Baker City for a month to finish up finish up some property work for your mom and maybe get out into the blues.
Yep. Get out into the blues.
Yep.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, you know that? Okay.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
And then after that, so I want to have a come to Bigfoot.
Okay.
This is not about coming to Jesus. It's about coming to Bigfoot. So we have had to make some huge decisions with the way things are going, and we are taking a flying big leap of I see what I did there. Yeah. We are taking a flying leap of faith because we really strongly considered canceling our trip back east based on the challenges of travel these days. But we are determined to chase our dreams no matter what, and we're not going to allow we're not going to allow what's happening out there to destroy us. So we are headed to Fouke, Arkansas for their Monster Fest in June.
Yeah, we'll be down there with Greg Woolheater and Craig Woolheater. I meant Craig Woolheater. And I always say that wrong because of that psych episode. Anyway,
Craig Woolheater.
Craig Woolheater and Lyle Blackburn.
Yeah. So we're going for that, and these are 1-day gigs, right? So these are just 1-day gigs that we are a part of, and then after that we'll be going to Tennessee. The most challenging part of the journey financially is getting to Arkansas, getting that first leg, because we've got to move really fast. When we can move slowly across the country, it's not so much of a problem, but getting to Arkansas in what, like 6 weeks? It doesn't seem like a short amount of time, but when you're hauling 13,000 pounds and
at 6 miles a gallon,
6 miles a gallon at the best, it takes a long time, and that's a lot of gas. So any help we get is help. Just saying. And if Squatch and Cowboy can do it, so can we.
Yep.
So we really admire Joe. He just goes out there and he gets the job done.
Speaking of Joe, we're going to be down in his way.
After Arkansas,
we're going to do an adventure with him too.
Yep.
So.
After Arkansas, we're going to mosey on down to Texas and be there for a while, and then make our way to Tennessee for the whatever they're calling it. And there are a crap ton of people there in the one for Tennessee, a 1-day event in Tennessee. They got like 57 different guests, and they're awesome people.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to be hanging out with the Turtle Man as one. There's a whole lot. There's a big list. I can't even recall them all in my head.
I'm going to hang with the Duck Dynasty guys.
Yeah, the Duck Dynasty guys.
And they had some great music happening.
So, and there's some Bigfooters down there too we're going to hang out with. So, there's that.
And we'll be squatching our way there. And we'll be squatching our way back
there. So, we're going to be squatching in Tennessee and of course Arkansas and Texas and maybe a little bit of southern Utah.
Maybe.
So
well, that's that. Any final closing thoughts from anyone? Thank you, Raptor. You're a sweet guy, really. So are you, Lockbeard. I want to see your real beard. Do you really have a beard? Is it like a Viking beard? He's trying to grow a Viking beard.
Yeah, that's her idea.
I told him he needed to, and then I'm going to braid it and put beads on it.
There we go. Even though I got a little bit of Viking in me.
Yes.
I do, actually.
A little bit of Norwegian.
I'm a little bit Norwegian. So there's that.
Yeah. I would, honestly, if it's still a possibility, we may mosey down to Texas and just stay put, because we really love Texas. Emory, Texas, I think, honestly, it's starting to run a little ahead of South Dakota for us.
Yeah.
Because Emory, Texas, I could have flattened the tires and just stayed last year.
Yeah. Yeah. And just a little bit east of where we like to hang out in Texas is a great little spot for squatching called the Sabine River. And if you've ever heard of the Sabine thing, that's where he hangs out.
So anyway, good night, Dale and Denise. Oh, nice. I like it. He's going to reattach his beard.
Okay.
Yeah. And see, and that's why, honestly, we need to all work for ourselves, because we don't need no stinking bosses in our lives.
And Donna says she's going to Texas this Wednesday.
Yay!
Good for you.
That's awesome.
All right.
So, is it time?
When you guys get back there, it's.
Yes, we will meet for coffee.
Yeah, we will meet, Galen. We'll go have a coffee again.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be back on the 1st. So, yes. Dreads. I really admire a nice set of dreads.
We do.
I do.
Bigfoot dreadlocks.
I like any dreadlocks. As long as they're clean, I don't want dreadlocks that have bugs crawling on them. That's gross.
All righty, folks. So thank you so much for watching.
So remember, our job is to...
Hannah's pushing buttons. Okay.
No, I'm not. Our job... Our job is to investigate the unexplained.
Not to explain the uninvestigated.
So thank you so much for watching us, for putting up with our banter, for letting us talk back to you and get a little snarky from time to time. We really do love you. And we do. Yeah. So until next week, please like and subscribe. Share this with your friends. We are still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm.
Oh yeah, before we go any further, I just want to throw something in. I got a couple emails from people saying that they got unsubscribed, and YouTube does that sometimes. So please check and make sure you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. And if you haven't subscribed before, subscribe now.
So got it? Subscribe.
Okay, there's that.
All right. So you keep watching, we'll keep squatching.
And go out and find Bigfoot.
Bye.